We're definitely going to say some things that need to be said this week. But first...
2 summers ago, I went to a protest by accident. Yeah, I did not mean to go at all. I was biking in Brooklyn, and all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I'm in a protest now. It was terrifying, you know. I was surrounded by all these young, hopeful white people. And I was like, all right, this is probably a protest about my life. So I think I have to stay. It's not a good look to leave the protest about your life. So I stayed, and it got weird. A lot of them were coming up to me. They were like, you matter. I was like, I never thought I didn't, but thank you, I guess. You weirdos, get out of my face.
Hey everybody, your resident man in black is back again for a new edition of the best kept secret in the conservative movement right here on MRC-TV. I'm Nick Kangadis. Really quick, head on over to Rumble, subscribe to our channel, and hit that like button. And no matter where you watch our videos, please share, like, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. I actually read what you guys have to say, and I occasionally respond, so don't be shy. Now, on with the show. Folks, we're all here for the truth, right? Give me a like if you're here for the truth. I mean, this is what things that need to be said is all about, isn't it? Well then, we need to talk about these Tesla protests. I'm actually going to say a couple of things I haven't heard anyone else say about these alleged protests. First, just to get them out of the way, because they're absolutely nothing more than propaganda mouthpieces, let's talk about the media's presentation of these acts of domestic terrorism.
What are you trying to convince me of exactly? That you're as useless as an asshole right here?
The media is beginning to come around and at least is calling these domestic terror attacks vandalism on occasion, because you can't deny what's happening when these tongue chewers keep attacking the only vehicles with that many cameras on them. But just look at the framing of this whole Marxist, anti-democracy, anti-constitutional republic crusade just in the last few days, when what's occurring was, like I said, undeniable.
Global protests targeting Tesla. The growing backlash against Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Demonstrations have taken place near Tesla's showrooms.
More protests targeting Tesla, torching the electric vehicles on streets as new demonstrations unfold across the country to send a message to Elon Musk and President Trump.
Protests? Demonstrations? The only thing these activists have demonstrated is that they are completely unhinged.
Loser.
You all watch this series for the truth, right? Well, the truth is that these domestic terrorists, that's what people who attack others because of politics are guilty of, are losers. Now let's get to the part where I say a couple of things about these mentally ill wannabe badasses that I haven't heard anyone else say about them. 1, they are election deniers. When Trump became president, again, he appointed Elon Musk to basically audit the federal government. These people weren't attacking Teslas or Tesla dealerships when Musk bought Twitter, were they? They lost their minds, but they didn't torch cars. But once he was appointed by Trump and began to tell the president about the waste and suggest where to cut,
Elon Musk may get to be dictator of Tesla, but he doesn't get to shut down the Agency for International Development.
No one elected Elon Musk to dismantle it.
He doesn't have the power to destroy it.
Privileged billionaires who don't give a damn about America and Americans should not be making decisions that put Americans at harm.
well, domestic terrorism all of a sudden became okay again.
This is mostly a protest. It is not, generally speaking, unruly, but fires have been started.
And 2, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but former President Joe Biden was right. Hear me out. Remember when Biden went on his tour of saying that white people are the #1 cause of domestic terrorism in this country?
Don't dare call them protesters. They were a riotous mob. Insurrectionists, domestic terrorists.
He was right. The only problem is that he didn't realize he was talking about his own constituents. All of these protests are full of middle-aged to older white people. The terrorists attacking Tesla vehicles, owners, and dealerships are white leftists. And other than Tesla attacks, how many of these mass shooters end up being white trans people? Besides actual protests, which seem to be in the minority compared to the completely mentally unhinged in their camp, these are all acts of domestic terrorism. So yeah, Biden was right.
Domestic terrorism from white supremacists is the most lethal terrorist threat in the homeland.
But, per usual for old tapioca brain, his target was off.
The Republican Party of New Mexico says someone set fire to the entrance of their headquarters. The sentence ICE equals KKK was also spray painted onto the building in Albuquerque.
Look.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
The bottom line is, taking out the domestic terrorism part of the story, these activists are what they've always been. Losers. And bad losers at that. They can talk about January 6th all day without mentioning the coordinated efforts behind them, but they'll never mention May 29th, 2020, when Trump was forced into a bunker because of fire bombings and the attempted arson of the church across the street from the White House.
The bar is covering his butt here because we know that he's the one who gave the order to remove the peaceful protesters and use tear gas and rubber bullets on them, so he has to cover his behind by saying it's very dangerous. Meanwhile, Bunker Boy he doesn't want to look like he's not macho enough.
They'll never mention the summer of Floyd. They'll never mention the Ferguson riots, or the Kenosha riots, or the Seattle riots, or the Portland riots, or the Chicago riots, or the Minnesota riots, or the LA riots. They'll get angry about some dude being deported for actively supporting terrorist groups. They'll get angry about Central and South American gang members being deported, but they're the first to call for Musk to be deported despite his actual American citizenship.
God, I hope this guy's business gets expropriated and he gets kicked the fuck out of this country. You want to talk about kicking visa people or kicking anybody out of this country? Elon Musk is like the first that has to go.
They're losers. And sometimes you just need to drop the compassionate from the conservative and call things and people for what they are. And if they're watching this, just know you're a bunch of losers who, for some reason, Marxism, hate this country. And if that's the case, get the f out of here and see how well you do in whatever shithole you think is better. I'm done. So, how much will the losers hate this video? Were these things that needed to be said? Let me know what you think in the comments, where I do read most and reply to some. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble and hit that like button. If you liked this video, don't forget to share, comment, and give it a thumbs up. Those are the best ways to help these videos reach more people, and it's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might actually let you know when MRC-TV comes out with a new video if they haven't censored it or taken it down yet. Like us on Facebook. Check out more of our work at MRCTV.org. And if you want to support our content and the conservative movement, head on over to MRC.org/donate to help us out, since we're a nonprofit and couldn't do what we do without all of you. For MRC TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.